94.
Okay.
See, I told you it was a youngster.
20 times before everybody went to Legends.
Right. Yeah, we're still in B.
Yeah, I wish we were too. Sorry.
Okay, no, we're ready to start.
Good morning, Columbus, and welcome to another edition of From Our House to Your Home, the Remodeler Showcase. My name is Marty Reed. I'm your host, and the show is brought to you by Frog Hauling. If you need to clean your basement, garage, or yard, whatever, think of Frog Hauling. And if you are a remodeling contractor and only the best product will do for your customers, think of Frog Hauling. We also carry 5 different sizes of containers so that you never pay for more container than you need. I'm going to say it once again this week. Thank you for listening to the show. We don't say it enough. We hope that we are providing you with information that'll help you when you think about another remodeling project or a new one. How's that? Well, today we have with us Ray Dale. Did I get it right?
Right.
Ray Dale. Ray. Okay.
Right. Say my first name twice.
Okay. With Konkus Marble and Granite, and Ray's company is a member of the National Association of Remodelers, of course, because that's predominantly who I bring on the show. And I have been to your facility a couple of times, so I know how great the facility is. If you can't find it at Konkus, you can't find it. How's that?
We have definitely, we upgraded about a year and a half ago to the new building, and we got a lot of stuff there, for sure.
Well, I think I read online on your website that you have a 100,000 square foot facility. Let's see if I can remember all these numbers.
So far, you're 1 for 1.
1 for 1, 8,000 square foot showroom, 30,000 square feet of indoor storage.
Right, just basically a slab warehouse.
Okay, did I get it all right?
You
I'm 3 for 3,
right.
not
Yeah,
1 for 1.
Yeah, you're doing well. You might be better than me.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot, Ray, and you're not unique because I put everybody on the spot. Okay, I want you to introduce yourself to the folks, and believe me, you can talk about sports, hobbies. I don't care what you're talking about. I just want the audience to know that you're a good guy. How's that?
Sounds great. Again, like Marty said, I'm Ray Radel. I'm the general manager at Konkus Marble and Granite. We do granite countertops, fireplaces, outdoor fire pits, that kind of stuff. Anything basically natural stone, the new man-made quartz products, anything like that, we can handle. And if you're talking about me personally, I don't know if we want to go 3 kids.
Great.
Right, exactly. One just graduated from Miami, biomedical engineer. I got another sophomore there and a daughter, a junior at Grove City High School.
Biomedical engineer.
Yeah, he got that from his mom.
I don't even know what that is. All I know is it sounds like he's one smart cookie.
Right. I make big rocks fall, Marty. That's all I know.
And I deal in trash.
Right.
So there you go. Okay. So you talked a little bit about what you do, and this is kind of exciting to me because I think, over a number of years now, when you go and look at a remodeling project, be it a bathroom, kitchen, home entertainment center, bar, one of the things people always look at and point to is the countertop, because we no longer have to deal with the old Formica only,
right?
Okay, so to speak, or those kind of, we're out of that era now, and it's like, it's the centerpiece of a remodeling project. It's kind of like you can pick your cabinets, you can pick whatever you want, but that countertop stands out, right?
There's a lot of stone out there that is truly amazing and beautiful, and Mother Nature does a great job in producing it, and it makes my job sometimes hard, sometimes easy, but incredible to work with.
Okay, now what we do need to tell the public, what I want to do is, I want to talk about the different kind of projects that are out there, because there are a number of them, so to speak, today that you can use for countertops. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about, let's call it the services that you provide. First of all, you are commercial, so you deal with remodelers, builders, all that sort of thing. But you're a little unique in the market because you're also open to the public.
Correct, yeah, we do wholesale and retail.
Yeah, so the public can come in and talk to you. Somebody says, I'm happy with my kitchen. I'm happy with my bathroom cabinets, but I want to change the countertop.
Basically,
That's-
swap the top is what we
Yeah,
call it.
swap the top. That's the term. Okay, so if someone wants to deal with you, how do they do it? Is it? I know, you, like we said, you have a showroom. They can just walk in, or
Yeah,
should
sure.
they
I
call
guess-
for an appointment?
It's probably, if you want to call and make an appointment, that's great. If not, just stop in. I'd say the best thing to do is bring a drawing, kind of have some ideas, some measurements for me, because we base our pricing on square footage, like most marble and granite companies do. So we got to get those numbers figured out. If you're real kind of want to see what it looks like, I suggest maybe taking off a cabinet door, bringing it with you to see how it plays with some of the stone and how it works like that. Like, I'm not a designer by any means. I make big rocks small.
Okay.
I always say it looks good for my house. So
Oh.
I depend on the homeowner to determine what they like, what they don't like, and then bring me the measurements and go from there. We'll get you a quote. If we agree on that kind of stuff, we're out in about a week to actually get a cutting number. Our guys comes out with a laser, gets templates from your cabinets there, and then about 2 to 3 weeks after that, we're out to install. So that's kind of how the process goes.
So, in terms of, I just went through this, not me personally at my house, but someone who did, and I was kind of blown away by this laser measurement.
Yeah.
In other words, we used to use a tape measure, and I'm an old guy. It was a tape measure.
When I started, we were using cardboard.
Yeah, I remember the old cut out the cardboard, and that was the template. But this laser measurement gives you an exact measurement, and it also accounts for one of the things that's prevalent in every home, non-square walls.
Never.
So it's hard to make a mistake when you're using laser measurement.
It helps. There are some issues where sometimes you get some false readings or whatever. So our guys still got to be on their A game and understand what they're looking for. We have like 8 templaters. They kind of do it twice. They do it with a tape measure and make sure everything lines up, and then they use the laser to confirm numbers and make sure everything works out. So, but yeah, as a homeowner, don't think you can go out there with a tape measure and say, oh, it's 25.5 by 70.
That's just you do that when you said earlier the homeowner comes, bring in some measurements. That's kind of give you a budget,
We'll
so
get
to
you a
speak.
price based off that. I'm not going to cut from your numbers.
Yeah, right. Okay, so every installation project, you send somebody out to do the actual measurements to make sure that we're
We
getting
do.
the proper countertop.
We do. We have a couple people that fight me on that, and they want to come in there and say they got this, and I'm going to say, okay, that's great. Sign here. You understand that if this doesn't work out, you're going to buy this twice. But
Yeah.
other than that, we prefer our guys to go do it. That way, if we screw it up, we can make it twice on our dime.
And what else is involved in we've got the measurement phase. What else is involved in I order a countertop from you, going from taking off my old one, putting on it. Kind of describe the process for the
Yes.
people. You got fabrication. There's a bunch of stuff that goes in there.
Yeah, sure. So basically, and it depends on the stone people select. I guess we'll go 2 routes here. If you're picking a really old, simple stone with not a lot of movement, or a quartz product that doesn't have a lot going on, I wouldn't recommend what we call a layout. But I'll kind of go over how that works. So basically, after we've agreed on a price on the product, got that worked out, we schedule your template day where my guy comes to your house, gets the exact cutting measurements with the laser stuff. The next step is what I'm talking about, where if you've got a stone, maybe, I'm going to say Bianco Antico, you may not know what that is, or Copper
No.
Dunes.
Well, we'll get into that.
Some of the stones that are really unique and have a lot of movement to them, we're going to want you to come back in and do a layout where we truly print off these clear Mylars, and I call it Arts and Crafts Day, but the homeowner comes in there, truly gets a true selection as to what part of this slab is going to be the island. So if there's like a big unique spot in the stone and you love that spot, we're going to try to centerpiece that in your island so it's very visible.
Okay.
Or let's say we have a spot that's
You don't like.
yeah, you think is we're going to call that an ugly birthmark or something. We're going to try to make that the sink cutout or avoid it totally or hide it in the back corner for you.
Okay.
And they're a part of that, and as well as like seam locations and things like that. They're going to be a part of that during the layout process. And then about 2 weeks after that day, we do the fabrication. We can do edge details, anything from like a simple pencil edge, which is just like a small round over, to what we call a bullnose OG, which has some ornate curves and stylings to it that people like. We go over that kind of stuff, and that takes a few days to get all that done. But about 2 weeks after that template day, we're out to install. So I guess in terms of what people have to think about, we're going to be in your house twice. That one day to template for about an hour and a half or so if it's just a kitchen, and then about 2 to 3 weeks later for that install day, we're going to pack a lunch. We're going to be there a while, probably 5-6 hours.
And you also work with folks, as I understand it, by looking at your website. If I've picked out a sink, so to speak, you do all the fabrication for that so that the sink drops in, layman's terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. We sell sinks, and we like it when you buy our sinks just because we've cut that hole
Yeah.
100 times or a million times. So it makes it easier for us to use our sinks just because we're familiar with that cutout. But, you know, all the new sinks, all the LKs and Blancos and American Standards, they all have a real nice deal now where they put out a PDF or whatever online stuff that we get the cutouts from those guys.
Okay.
And then we can cut those out as well. So you can provide your own sink or you can buy one from us, either way.
Sounds good. Now, one of the things I would say that I like about Konkus is you're an installation shop, because there are other companies here in town that do marble, granite, countertop kind of thing, and you could buy the product from them, but they don't really do the install. They just kind of sell it wholesale and deal primarily with builders or remodelers. So it's good, folks, if you want to do the project yourself, so to speak, or go directly to the contractor.
Yeah.
That's where Konkus comes in, right?
Right.
Okay. So I want to talk about products, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, and I'm one of these people, and you can tell me 100 times and I'll forget.
Well, you did well in that test earlier, Marty. I don't know. I think you got a good memory.
The differences in the products that exist today. I always say this on the radio when I talk to the marble and granite companies. I'm really not your granite guy. I'm sorry. Because I always think of granite as being, and I know it's changed, but I remember when granite came out, it was always brown or tan,
Right.
or something like that, and it was every house you walked into. I have a granite countertop, and I go, yeah, it's tan, okay,
Right.
But there are a gazillion choices in products today, and you're a distributor. You have a Cambria shirt on today. Mm-hmm. You distribute for some of the major manufacturers out there. Kind of go down the list, and this is going to take a little time, but kind of go down the list of the products that you carry, the advantages and the disadvantages of the product. And you can start with marble if you like.
We'll start with marble. Why
Okay.
not? Okay, yeah, marble is a great product. It's kind of what everybody kind of envisions, and they use it a ton on HD TV. So when you're watching those shows at night and all that white gray look, that is Carrara marble.
Mm-hmm.
Comes from Italy still. Michelangelo's spot. That's what you're getting. I mean,
I do like the white marble though. I will say that. Okay.
And it's beautiful. Make no
Yeah.
mistake, it's beautiful. But now, I guess in terms of your 5th grade science lesson, it is a metamorphic rock, which means it's kind of a volcanic rock. It's more porous
Okay.
than, say, the granite, which is an indigenous rock. So with marble, you're going to have some things. It's going to stain easier. It's going to etch easier with things like lemons, acidic things. And it's going to self-patina, which basically means it kind of self-hones itself. So if we bring it out and it's nice and shiny and polished, 5 years from now, it's going to be dull for no other reason than that's what marble does. It just kind of self-hones itself.
Can you bring it back after it goes dull?
I can come to your house and charge you a pretty penny, and we can polish that right back and make it look beautiful. And I'll see you again in 3 to 4 years, depending on your taste and when you want me back.
I knew there was something about marble that I shouldn't look at. Go.
Right. So
okay, next one.
So that's why again, beautiful. That's what it does.
Okay.
I mean, look at the old churches and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what they have in it. It's gorgeous stuff. And we still probably do, I'll say 4 to 5 kitchens a month in marble.
Yeah.
We do make people sign a waiver stating, we know this is going to do these things. It's probably a bad idea, but I love it, so I'm going to sign here. No
Okay.
problems. We'll go to granite next, stay in the natural stone family. Granite, like I said, is an indigenous rock made more in the center of the earth. Lots of pressure, lots of heat, just kind of pushing all those minerals together. Way less porous, a lot more durable. On the mole scale of hardness, we have another science lesson, mole scale of hardness, diamonds being a 10. Granites tend to be around a 7. Marbles tend to be around 5s, if that helps you out.
Okay.
But granite's way more durable. Less porous. I've had granite in my house for 8, 9 years now. Had 3 kids. Not a stain anywhere. Nothing I've had to do to do it. Anything. I do have a couple small chips around my sink cut out, but when my kids use it as a basketball hoop, things happen.
I know that. I always tease everybody. I used to I was a Formica guy, and my wife for years said, "Why don't we move into the modern era?" And I said, "Because I have 4 sons. Do you know what a hammer is?" And they could beat and destroy a countertop in 2 years. So I said, I can't invest in this stuff until they're out of the house. But anyways, go ahead.
So, but it's a lot more durable, very much stain resistant. And these days we're putting a 15-year sealer on it. You'll hear some other companies kind of sell against granite, telling you got to seal it every year. That's that's false. We put a 15-year sealer on those things before they ever leave our shop. Like I said, very durable, very stain resistant. Great product. I'll put it against anything.
Okay, so we're going to take a break here, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about, there are some products out there today that are, I call them the man-made products, but they're fantastic too.
Great product.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Sorry about the phone.
Maybe it was an emergency.
Not even a known number. Somebody called.
Oh.
It's my wife. She wants you to come and
She's calling already. She's watching on Facebook.
Okay, go ahead.
Or a telemarketer.
Probably telemarketer.
We got about, how much time left, Jim?
Probably about 10, 11 more minutes.
Yes. It goes quick.
That's all we got?
Yep.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
It goes quick.
It goes fast. You're talking about something you enjoy.
Right.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we're talking with Ray Raydale of Konkus Marble and Granite. And tell the folks where you're located, Ray.
37,
your hours, that kind of thing.
Exactly. We're 37 Zane Trace.
Okay.
Columbus 43228 there on the west side. Basically, I always say 270, go to Roberts Road. You're going to go east, probably not even an eighth of a mile. You're going to turn left on Zane Trace, and we're right there on the left-hand side.
Yep. Okay, we were talking about product, and there's never enough time to do all this. So, okay, give me some man-made products.
Yeah, so we talked about marble and granite earlier. We're going to talk about more like quartz products, which are it's kind of a man-made product. The majority of quartz is a true natural mineral, quartz.
Yeah.
And they mine it, and it's typically every company has their own kind of standards of what kind of they use, but they kind of put these different sized quartz pieces almost in a cookie sheet and set them in there, and then they add some resins and binders and coloring to it and create slabs that are very much like granite. I mean, it cuts like granite, it polishes like granite, slightly different, but very similar. It's definitely stain resistant because with granite, it is still porous, even though it's not very porous. It still breathes. With quartz, it's got the resins and things in it, so it's non-porous. So in terms of stainability, it's very, very difficult to stain quartz. It's almost impossible. It is a little more heat sensitive than granite is. Granite made at about 2,500 degrees, so you can put some pretty hot stuff on there. Where quartz is more about 450, 300, or 450, 500 degrees, I think it's made. So they don't like you to kind of put hot stuff right on it or whatever. They want you to have a trivet or whatever, but a great product. Very, very strong, very durable. I'll say in the last, it probably came out about 10 years ago or so. And we were doing probably 1% of our business was quartz. Nowadays, it's probably getting close to 10 to 15% of my business is quartz, and it keeps growing.
Yeah, it seems to have become a very popular product. Now, when you use a quartz product, is it something that you have to seal, like the granite?
Never. Nope.
Never. And does it retain its luster, so to speak?
Yeah, it
don't have to polish it, come back, it's just going to...
It does use UV inks and stuff in it, I believe, what they color with, so we can't put it outside. We can't put it in direct sunlight because the UV rays will just eat that up. But as long as it's inside and you've got new windows that were made past like 1970 that have the UV protection, not a problem.
I just went to someone's house and they had a quartz countertop put in their bathroom, and one of the things that was unique about it, it was like silver flecks.
Yeah.
That you know, when they said quartz, and you always think of quartz of having those little flecks of silver in them or gold, whatever it is, and they were in that countertop, and it really was unique. It was very pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I was blown away by how many colors were actually in this countertop.
Yeah, and like we said, when it first came out, it was very almost Formica-like. The color was very, very plain, horrible looking. And technology's coming over, and they're getting more and more colors in it and veining. And honestly, what we do nowadays, and we talked about the marble and the issues it has, the quartz companies are all trying to emulate white Carrera with the quartz product, and they're doing a great job. So we're almost pushing people away from the white Carrera and more to some sort of quartz product that looks like white Carrera.
Okay. And there are a few other products out there, right?
Yeah, they've got some other stuff coming out there. There's a Decton and Geolux, which is some other kind of, honestly, we've only cut probably 10 jobs total between the two products. We're still kind of learning. They're very strong products.
But they're man-made.
But they're still man-made.
Yeah.
Man-made products. They're a little thinner. Typically, they come in more of like a old 2 cm type of thickness. Most granite things are 3 cm, which is about an inch and a quarter. These are about 3/4 of an inch. Most people are either mitering the edge to kind of give it a thicker look or whatever, but we do offer those products, and honestly, we're learning with the homeowners to work these things. But we've got about 4 or 5, more than that, probably 10 jobs out there. We did a Geolux Island even at the Parade of Homes for Manor Homes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So one of the things that's always intrigued me is the backlit kind of countertop.
Yeah.
Or the underlit kind of countertop.
Right.
And I guess there's certain products you can do that with, and certain products you can't because the light won't shine through.
Right. You want to. Usually it's a natural stone. Usually it's some sort of either onyx or a granite with lots of like quartzite in it that's very clear.
Oh, okay.
And you can backlight that, put some underlighting on it. We just did an outdoor grill for a guy that turned out phenomenal.
Turn the lights on and
yeah.
I can't think of it. I mean, I think it's really cool. Like I could see that in home theaters, that kind of things. You know. Yeah. Now you mentioned another thing here, onyx.
Yeah.
That's become popular too, right?
It's been around a long time.
It's
It's definitely got a unique look to it. It's very rich, very I don't know how to put it. Unique in terms of what it looks like. Typically, we buy it in 2 cm and definitely can use it as a backlit product. Usually a little pricey. So when
is it porous?
Very porous.
Okay, so you got to be careful when you're using.
It's a lot like marble. Yeah.
A lot like marble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you had to, because you're a big shop. You have a lot of employees. You do a lot of jobs.
When I started, Marty, we had 16. Now we got like 116.
There you go. So, folks, if that tells you anything about Konkus Marble and Granite and why you have to go out and visit with them, they're a very good-sized company. Like I said, I've been to their facility. It's phenomenal. If you're just thinking of it, anything, imagine 30,000 square feet inside where you can go and look at stone and these different products. You got to go over and take a look at them. And Ray will take care of you, too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Okay, is there a preference in the marketplace? I mean, if you had to rank the products that people were using, like, let's say, what's the most popular, and kind of rank them down?
I guess in our shop, we still probably sell granite the most, just because, and I'm still a granite guy. I don't know, maybe because I'm old or whatever, but I still like the natural stone. Quartz is definitely trending up, though. It's definitely becoming more and more popular. And just color-wise, whites and grays still seem to be the go-to.
It's so clean looking.
It's clean looking. It's modern. That's what people are like.
And he gets me away from that. What do they call it? That tan and brown.
That tan and brown. Yeah, the old school stuff. Uba tuba. Right?
Yeah.
That was always a great one.
Well, I mean, it is very rich looking. I went to the NARI tour of remodeled homes, and at least half of the, let's say, kitchen remodels or the remodels, they use the white and gray product.
Yep.
And I'm not smart enough to know what the hell I'm looking at, to be honest. I have to turn to the remodeler and go, now, what is that? Is that quartz? Is that marble?
You know trash, right?
Yeah, I know trash.
That's not trash.
I don't know cut stone, but I mean, yeah, you got it. Okay, well, tell the folks once again where you're located, how to contact you, phone number, whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
And how many days? I forgot to ask. Are you open 5 days a week, 6 days?
6 days a week, yeah.
So tell them everything.
Sure, yeah. Konkus Marble and Granite, 3737 Zane Trace, Columbus. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If you need a late appointment, don't hesitate to call. I'm typically there till 6 o'clock at least every night, so we can work something out later if you need to. And Saturdays, we're open 9 to noon. And any day you can do whatever you want. Get the grand tour, get some pricing, whatever we need to do there. Website, konkusmarbleandgranite.com.
Well, I want to thank you, Ray, for being on the show. And again, I'm going to reiterate, I have been to Konkus Marble and Granite because Ray's company hosts events for the National Association of Remodelers here in Columbus, and we're all very appreciative of that. It's always a great place.
It's a great organization.
Well, I say this all the time. I bring on the NARI people because I consider them to be the best in town in terms of what they do, and they're the true professionals. I know you belong to a bunch of organizations like
Right.
BIA, NARI, that kind of thing.
But typically the people in those organizations, I always say contractors there's a whole bunch of them out there, and 90% of them aren't worth a whole lot. So
Yeah.
I like to be part of that 10%, and most of those people are in the NARI and things like that.
That's right. They belong to the professional organizations. One of the things I always say is if you call on a contractor for remodeling today and he says, I can start next week, you better look for another contractor.
That's a bad sign.
Right? Okay, folks, once again, it's Konkus, Marble and Granite, and you can go see Ray Riddell. Just call in and say, I want to talk to Ray, and Ray will take care of you, right?
That's how it works.
Okay, well, I appreciate you listening, and we're going to do kind of a unique show here. I'm going to be interviewed, and we're going to talk about dumpsters. I don't think I've ever done that on my own show.
I like it.
But it's going to happen here in the next couple of weeks. So if you listen to the show and you really want to hear about what I do for a living, keep listening to the show. And I'm going to leave you with, go out today, find someone to make happy.
He said he forgot.